back. The babies want blood, but they not fighting the war the way our ancestors fought in 1812. They gave the devil an extension. They fighting the war with the facts, bringing the truth out to the forefront, bringing the references out, what we call cashing the receipt in the public, right? They following the oral tradition using social media as a time-stamped archivable format to let everybody know Rod Hayes ain't crazy. We from here, we been here, we gonna be here, and they ain't. They look like us, but they ain't us, and they ain't tricking us no more. And then all of the ones that's under contract, your college fraternities, they all trace back to Prince Hall. Prince Hall decided to get a charter because he's seen the sorcery being done as an apprentice to a Scottish Rite Freemason, and they wouldn't give him a charter. So he went to England and got a charter from the ones that couldn't tell him no because they knew who he was by blood. And he come back and he said, okay, now we can fight their war on their terms. We can educate ourselves above the condition. Everybody don't have to win, just one. If one person educate themselves above the condition, not go to school and get educated, because your PhDs and your BAs and your associates, none of that don't matter. Mm-hmm. It's your ability to be able to tell the people who did it. This is in my GD literature, by the way. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. Right? And I didn't know why that was a standalone piece of literature until I started putting everything together. Because I read Viceroy literature, I read Peace Stone literature, and I started saying, wait a minute. We got parts of our GD literature that come from the Stones, but the Stones don't use that part of the literature, right? So when I start sifting through everything, putting everything together, I keep getting all of these, what the, I'm like Elmer Fudd, what the fuck is this? I mean, and it's blowing my mind, but it's making me see. Now I got to figure out how to tell it to the tribes. They turned us against each other by sending infiltrators in that looked like us. Mm-hmm. And now you see it playing out with rolling 60s and people that they thought was a rolling 60 the whole time. He's a police.
Right, man. Listen, I mean, what a show. We about to approach the 3-hour marks. Oh man, what a return to YouTube for Rod Hayes family. What a return to the Black Magic 363 family rise. Rod Hayes, before you get out of here, if there's one thing you could tell the people, everything, the Pope just died, you see everything going on. If there's one thing, there's over 4,000 people you could tell the family before we get out of here, Rod, what would it be, Rod?
I'm back from my sabbatical. Some they say I'm radical, cold-hearted, and militant. We've been a little magical. Return from hiatus, back to be the greatest MC that you ever heard. The rest of them suckers faded.
you be driving some shit, Rod.
I'll be on one sometime, brother Rich.
I gotta get you on the beat, man. We gotta get in the studio.
I gotta get back in that vibe though. And like I've been trying my pen won't cooperate, meaning don't do no music right now.
Hey, man, we gonna talk, Rod. We definitely gonna talk. We gonna figure this thing out. Family, I want to thank you for everybody who's tuned in tonight, everybody who watched the whole show, everybody who watched half the show, everybody who watched a quarter of the show. Regardless, I want to thank you for tuning in, showing support. Before you leave the channel, make sure you hit the like button. That's important to let the algorithm know when Rod Hayes is on YouTube that people like watching Rod Hayes. So before you leave the show tonight, make sure you hit the like button. That's very important for the algorithm. Also, make sure the brother has a Cash App.
You went on a vacation for him. They was like, hey, man, when Rod coming back, man, we need to they, you know, man, we walking in the dark here, man. We need to know what these guys up to. We need to see some of their moves. Now, I got some critical questions to lead up into. We're gonna take just really a Q&A for y'all, for all the people that's in. It's gonna be a lot of people on here tonight. Just really a Q&A, but I got a couple questions tied into the paradigm that's going around now, religious paradigm, and then we could get into most stuff. But I got a couple questions, heavy duty joints. So we can go and get it cracking unless you gotta say something to the people before we get started, making any announcements or anything about other stuff you got going on. I'm gonna get it cracking.
I'm gonna let you start off. I do have a message, but I gotta wait for Tahuti to come back online because he got a message he want me to deliver. So, but all right. So we can go and let you set it on off.
All right. So this is the first question for you. Now, the God concept, the white God concept, because I'm starting to realize. Can you hear me? I'm starting to realize that the Greeks were Nubians. The Greeks were Nubians. So I know they didn't have Zeus. They had Zeus as a god. Then they didn't have Zeus as a pale face. So when did the pale face God concept, from your perspective, come about? Because I don't think this pale God concept is older than 500 years. It may be less than that. You got anything on that? The pale God concept?
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. So as part of the Conjure War, right, one of the things that they had to do was whitewash the historical figures, and the ones that was the focus of whitewashing was men of power, divinities, but they didn't just whitewash them. They masculinized the divine feminine.
Okay.
That's worse than whitewashing.
Yeah, that's scary right there.
Most of the ones, like Zeus is not the founder of the Greek civilization. Odin ain't the founder of the Greek civilization. The Greek civilization was founded by Athena.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Athena is told in the story as Medusa, but we don't know what the word Medusa means. Medu is 10 in Egypt.
Go ahead.
Sa is a specific priesthood of matriarchal, they call them birth priestesses, doulas, and oracles. They oracles and they doulas. So when you saying Medusa, you saying she is rank number 10, which is the highest rank. That means her alpha met her omega on her masculine and feminine side. Right? So she's Medu of the Sa priestesses. The Sa priestesses that went into Greece was called Gorgons by the Greeks. Right? But in Egypt, they was just the priestesses of the Sa priesthood.
Go ahead.
Right? They built the first civilization began in Greece in Eurocentric ideology on the island of Crete around 326 BC. Right? So the founders of the Greco-Roman Empire was women. They were usurped under Alexander by the masculine gender. Okay,
that makes sense. Go ahead. I'm with it.
Right. That's why now remember, they said Alexander conquered the world. Remember? He's known in the European history as the Great Conqueror. But he got his ass whooped by the Candace Queens, and he refused to go face them again in what we call Ethiopia today and Somalia.
Right. I heard. Yeah, they never did conquer Ethiopia. That's right.
How did he conquer the world? They wasn't talking about right now. But we think because it was written back then, they saying Alexander conquered the world back then.
Go ahead.
When you follow his tracks, where did he go when he fought the wars? Right?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, now he tried to unify Greece, right? The Spartans was like, we ain't with you homosexual, twisted minded, demented boy lovers, right?
Right.
So he couldn't unify Greece because it was too many of the other tribes that didn't believe in a homosexual culture. This is a critical part to history. This is why most of the royal family, you thinking they women, they was drag queens the whole time.
The Mona Lisa connect with that, don't it? The Mona Lisa.
That's Mona Lisa is the feminine depiction of Leonardo da Vinci.
Go ahead.
Okay, but we get back to that another time.
Yeah.
Now, what happened was he went into the Indus Valley and he recovered something called the Scrolls of Destiny. You remember from your Nuwabian studies, what did Humbaba do?
Humbaba is Tanush, right?
And he did what? What did he steal?
Well, actually, the dude that stole it, it was they say
Tanush?
Humbaba stole it, but Humbaba's son, another guy, son, one of his henchmen, his name was Anzu. Anzu stole the tablets, but Humbaba.
What was the name of the tablets he stole?
The tablets of destiny is what they said called them.
Okay, now why are they called the tablets of destiny?
Well, I got a lot of perspectives on now that I then went more in depth on the Anunnakis, because to me, a tablet of destiny now, based on it was some kind of device that Enlil had that he could control the periods.
It's psychological and sociological manipulation of mass groups of people using something called, we call it today religion.
Go ahead. You could say he was doing it with that machine. He had some kind of...
It wasn't a machine. It was an instructional manual on mass governing of the world. It's the tablets that the guys use. They pass it from father to son.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, we saying the same thing. I'm gonna tell you. Okay, we saying the same exact thing because
you keep saying it's a device, but the reason you saying it's a device because it was a computer disk that goes into a computer, and it was a PDF file on the disk that they sit there and read. Yeah. So anyway, that's what he did. Okay, so now Rome used Alexander to conquer Greece. And this is how Zeus got into the the Grecian pantheon as their ruler. When you go back and study the history of Alexander, he was the son of who? He was the son of Zeus.
Yeah.
That's what they tell you. They tell you flat out, Alexander was the son of Zeus. What's the story of Alexander's conception? It's in your New Testament, so it shouldn't be hard to figure out. Zeus came in as a shadowy figure and overshadowed his mother. What that mean?
Same thing as the Holy Ghost. The
Holy Ghost. The Holy Ghost been Zeus the whole time. And the rightful heir is not the son. The rightful heir is the mother.
Go ahead.
All right. Now, he go into Greece. Into the Indus Valley. And the Vedics is the ones that's the keepers of the tablets. Right? Not the Aryan Vedics that they putting up as the royal families now, but the ones they call Dravidians. Right? Now, remember, where else did you hear that word Dravidian? Do you remember? It's in recent history in the last 30 years. Think Texas.
Oh, in Texas.
Think Texas, and then look at the comments and watch how many people tell you who it is.
Dravidians, Texas. Yeah, that's interesting. Somebody drop it in the chat, man. Drop the clue in the chat.
This good one, Elder. So look, who was the Branch Dravidians?
Waco,
yeah. Branch Dravidians. That's because, right. So now they did what's called video editing to condemn this man so that they could execute him and his family.
Go ahead.
You ever heard of Art Bell show?
Art Bell, no.
Art Bell used to have a show that used to come on in the middle of the night, and they used to be like truth seekers and dropping the truth. He used to always have my man that wrote Beheld the Pale Horse, William Cooper, used to always be on there. Okay. Jordan Maxwell used to always be on there. So so they sitting there talking about David Koresh claimed to be Jesus Christ, right? So William Cooper was on there one day. He said, have you ever rewind the video about 30 seconds before he said he's Jesus Christ? Right. And Art Bell was like, no. So they rewinded the video, the audio 30 seconds before he said, I am Jesus Christ. He said, now you got the government running around saying that I said, I am Jesus Christ. And then they only use that one part where he's saying, I am Jesus Christ in the regular media, talking about fake news. Go ahead. Okay, now, the whole purpose of this is anybody that claimed to be the Christ, the chosen one, the divine sent into physical form to redeem humanity from all of its wicked ways, and it's a man, they automatically know he a fraud. He automatically exposed as a fraud. They don't even have to second guess it. Why? Because they know that the real one that's coming, the chosen one, is the great mother return. Right? So anybody that's professing to be the Christ and it's a man, every government on earth know this nigga fake. He a fraud, he a fake. He ain't, cause he ain't no woman, he can't be the righteous one. The only way that a man can be the one is if he telling you that the woman is the original God of earth. If he ain't telling you that, they automatically know you a fraud.
That's why I said if somebody comes saying it, don't believe them.
Yep. Many shall come in my name saying I cast out devils, heal the sick, and raise the dead, all in your name. And I say, get thee hence, I know you not, ye workers of iniquity. Ain't that what it say?
Yeah.
Who are the workers of iniquity? What is iniquity? That's that bathtub full of bullshit that you throw out with the baby when the baby ain't right.
Right.
Yeah, they get off to a good start, man.
You know, I already know this finna get lit. This right here, we're gonna have 1,500 people up in this joint in a minute. It's gonna get lit. Hey, this is my next question for you, because we know that. So they pumped this pale face God concept onto us. Now we knowing that it had to be some black hand guys that was in on this pumping this onto us. The guys that look like us, but ain't us. Now, when the black conquistadors, I'm understanding that there was no Christianity over here prior to
1492.
Yeah, prior to 1492. I mean, we probably could say before, even after that, it wasn't even over here to way after that till 1500s to the conquistadors. Really, the conquistadors, you can say they came Cortez. I mean, not Cortez. Christopher could have been connected with them guys, but they didn't come. They didn't come directly then in 1492 and bastardized us.
Look. We had interactions in the Americas long before Columbus's voyage with Nordics. They called them Vikings. They was given the charter to ride the land as nomads. Today you know them as outlaw bikers.
Go ahead.
The reason why they call outlaw bikers is because they knew not to do treaties with the settlers.
Go ahead.
Any tribe that don't do treaties with the settlers is an outlaw.
Go ahead.
He's outside of his legal jurisdictional claims. But now his goal is to force you, whether you want to be or not, to fall under his jurisdiction in order to him to win by conquest.
Go ahead.
But as long as there's a rebellious faction of one individual that can tell the story, they can't win. So you seeing Hell's Angels, Los Diablos, and all these other biker cliques, and they all outlaw MC Mother Charter, 13, Queen Mother. They all MC 13 certified, or them bikers is gonna ride down on their ass in mass. Mm-hmm. You can't. The bikers ain't like Vice Lords and GDs and all of them. Somebody can claim your set, wear your clothes, dress up like you, but don't be from nowhere you know nobody from.
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm. It ain't like that with the bikers. If you come out there and you trying to start a biker set, matter of fact, don't believe me. Go to Google. Go to YouTube. Type in Rough Riders meets Hell's Angels and find out what happened. They gonna give you the whole rundown. So the Rough Riders got to get the okay from an established MC13, a mother charter, queen mother, certified biker clan before they can be riding around as a biker club, or else they gonna get crushed.
That's right.
It used to be that way. This is where all of your street gang violence originated from for people that was called false flagging, right? You supposed to be a vice lord, but you coming into a GD neighborhood, you flip your cap to the right like you ain't no vice lord, and then somebody recognize you, you getting mollywopped.
Right.
Okay, now this all go back to the strategy and tactics of the invaders.
Go ahead.
Right, look at the Big U case.
Mm-hmm.
The police gave a gold badge to a rolling 60 named 600.
Go ahead. Big 600.
We just got done going over how they infiltrate, how they hire people from the hood to go in and pretend to be what they ain't, and all the time they working as agents for the police. They Lawrence Fishburne deep cover. If the shit goes south, they gonna leave his ass to burn.
Mm-hmm. So
many undercover. What really exposed it was the 91 riots after the Rodney King situation. Was it 91, 92? When those riots kicked off, a lot of the sets was establishing truces. And this one blood set was chilling with a Crip set because they was trying to put their beef aside. And the blood set is over there when these dudes roll up talking about calling they set out before they start shooting up the party.
Mm-hmm.
But the bloods that was there said, that ain't them not our guys. I don't know who they is, but they screaming our set. They said, they tell the Crips, fall back. We got this.
Mm-hmm.
They shoot the car up. Guys in the car get shot. They dip out. They find the car some blocks away. It's a stolen vehicle, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they find the dudes that got shot in the hospital. One is two of them was a crash task force agents. One of them was an FBI agent.
I read over this before. Go ahead.
You know, so we know what they do. Now they using skin masks. Mm-hmm. When we was first saying they was using skin masks, we got laughed at.
Yep, that's right.
We got laughed at. They called us crazy. But now the FBI agents that was part of the team that created the skin mask came out and did a whole briefing on the skin mask. So we wasn't crazy all the time.
And Master P showed us in that movie. I got the hookup. He showed us that the FBI was wearing skin masks in that movie. And I got the hookup.
Mm-hmm.
Part 1. Yep. They were wearing skin masks in that movie. So, hey, look, let me ask you this, Rod. So leading up to now that we have found out about these guys and the guys who really was puppeting the whole thing from the background, and they know about us, are they getting the hell on? Or are they gonna still try to come up with another plan to reconfigure the Conjure? Are they going because
the Conjure's closed. The Conjure's closed, right? Yeah, that's why everybody waking up now.
Okay, that's right.
The only thing we needed to do was expose the nature of and origin of the Conjure to the public for it to be exposed. Once it's exposed, it loses its power fast.
Go ahead.
Right? Nobody didn't say Crispus Attucks' blood was used to write the secondary constitution before Rod Hayes came around and told us.
Yeah.
Why the hell do I even know? I ain't never been in a Masonic lodge in my life. How the hell do I know?
Right.
Then when I showed where Garvey found it, and he was like, even if it take 200 years, they not going to win. And I'm telling you, Garvey read the ledgers. He had an army ready for war, but when he seen what was in the ledger, he knew it was a Conjure war. He knew that if he went and took them to bloody war again, like we did in 1812, they get another extension. We don't want to have no more extensions.
Right. It's deep.
Right? So all of this stuff is the ones with the blood right is responsible to wake up the rest of the ones with the blood right. What do we mean by blood right, Elder?
The blood
we talking
right.
about the natural hereditary right of a bloodline to govern over a specific geographical area of land on the planet Earth.
Go ahead.
The bloodlines was created before your kings and emperors. It was created alongside and in accompanying the children of the Great Mother, which all came through women through matriarchal lines.
Go ahead.
Right? Blood began to diversify. And this is where you get your ABO blood groupings from. Right? The original blood is Omega blood. They call it O blood. They don't tell you O stand for Omega because the buck stops with Big Mama.
Go ahead.
Right? So now that you got your AB, your A in positive and negative, now you tending to think that it's the O blood don't matter no more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Original blood gonna always matter when it comes to the offspring of a mother with original blood, because one of them children is gonna come along and tell you what happened, who did it, where they came from, why they did it, what was their intent, and gonna bring the receipts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is my next question, because we got so now, man, it seems like to me that everything is going up. They study, like they putting a crunch on us with the money game, because like I know we saying that the system is going out, but we still having some kind of way deal in this system with a monetary system, right? Now, I noticed that they're starting to inflate us. They going up on rent, they going up on everything, but then they going down on our hours and pay. So what do you think that the ultimate goal of this inflation, this whatever it is, how they putting the crunch on us, man? What do you think? How long you think this gonna last? Oh, we gonna have to regroup and come up out the system and try something else before they put the crunch all the way down on us? You know, with the inflation.
Look, all of those things are what you call leverage tools. The only purpose. Okay, anytime you start to reevaluate your currency, it causes an inflation spike. Anytime you just ordering it alone causes an inflation, a price hike.
That makes
right.
sense.
It's just a natural order of business that they created. Mm-hmm. Now, you're gonna have a what they call a recession, right? First, you're gonna have the depression comes from the spiked inflation. Then people stop spending money, which causes them, they try to lower prices to get them back into circulating the money again. It causes a recession. Prices go down, people, cost of living, jobs start paying more, anything to get you to spend money. The reason that is because once you stop spending the money and stop circulating, the value start to rapidly decrease. This is why they send it overseas and let it come back home rather than spend it at home and expand it overseas. Mm. They take our money and spend it overseas. This is what the whole Doge team is uncovering. Trillions of dollars spent all over the world and only a couple of billion is spent at home.
That's right.
And it's insufficient in order to sustain the lifestyle of inequality for the people in the country, but that's okay because the people that's in charge ain't from here. Mm-hmm. They from Europe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, the people from Europe is sending all of the money to Europe, but they ain't the only ones. Right? These people originally came from Mount Hermon.
Go ahead. Somebody just wrote that.
They came from Mount Hermon. And this is the 0.0 ground zero of Mount Zion or Mount Zion. We talking, they gave us the blueprint. They wasn't trying to give it to us. It was all done by a spark of lightning. A crooked man walking on the land. He struck a rider off a horse. When they recovered the rider, he got the writing that he was trying to deliver in secret. And the secret is now exposed to the public.
Yeah.
Then they go into the denial phases. No Jews ever wrote that, but why do they all live practicing everything in the book? Don't tell me you ain't got nothing to do with it when it's describing your entire modus operandi from the time you came until the time your ass about to get kicked out. The next generation elder, these next generation now, all I had to do was get them to think and know who they was and show them where our elders already been telling us and tie it all together. What Malachi taught, what Bobby Hemmitt taught, what Elijah Muhammad taught, what Clarence 13X taught, what Yahweh ben Yahweh taught. Why Yahweh ben Yahweh doctrine as a Hebrew Israelite is different from Ben Ami doctrine as a Hebrew Israelite.
Go ahead.
Right? And both of them doctrines is different from the nation of Israel. They got all these different doctrines supposed to be the same thing, just like the church, denominations.
Right.
Because everybody got a piece, but nobody got the whole puzzle.
Right.
And they all gonna hold a piece back until somebody come along, and then they gonna slide that piece to him and say, see if this piece fit.
Right.
Right? So the hardest part of the puzzle to figure out was the black hand. The mystery of the black hand, the unseen hand, the hidden hand, was the niggas that Yakub left in charge of his grafted double. Right? That's the biggest part of it. Elijah got the biggest piece of the pie to give you. But that discipline of them FOI, don't no nigga want that discipline. These niggas are scared of discipline. If you try to give them some FOI style discipline in one of these other groups, they not going to be able to function. They going to panic.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Why they going to panic? Because now somebody teaching you to stand on your own, be ready to defend yourself at all times, but also how to be courteous to other people. They don't want that. They want to be derelicts, degenerates, victims. This is why the slave narrative is so hard for our minds to break, because as long as we see ourselves as a victim, we're going to keep getting victimized.
Right.
Everybody pushing that slave narrative, wherever y'all see them niggas that y'all need to throw a rock at them.
Right.
Hit them with a rotten egg. The slave narrative